Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a wonderful indie brand, and I just dropped one of the brushes, Lord. I'm going to be talking about Cazette brushes and eyeshadows. Now Roque Cazette is the creator of this lovely brush line here. I actually have a couple of his brushes, which I'm pretty much what I'm going to do. Well, okay, yeah. What I'm going to do is pretty much show you guys all the products that I own and how I got this eye look. What? I keep dropping the brushes, guys. I'm going to go over with you the brushes that I use today and the brush collection that I absolutely love. So this brush right here is the Cazette S175. This is like perfection. It's perfect for taking it on the crease and blending some smokiness. I used this one today to get this smokiness in the eyes, and I love it. I love this brush because I've been using this is the S123. I've been using this bad boy for right under the eyes. They're so freaking soft. The build of this is beautiful. It's very artistic. I'm just wowed. I'm in awe with these brushes. And this collection right here is actually his Infinite collection, which is dirty. It's very well loved. And I pretty much used most of these brushes today. This is the brush that I used to dust my setting powder in. Oh, my wig is reaching. Okay. So this is the Infinite collection. It comes with 8 brushes. It is a little pricier, but it's so stunning, so soft, so worth it. So I did use all these brushes. So I'm going to go ahead and pretty much break down what I think of everything. I also have the Cazette brush cleaner. Now, I spoke about Cazette in my iMats haul because I did pick up a few more of his items. So what I did was with this cleaner, I feel like he went a little bit more heavier on the lavender and lemon oils. So I added a little bit more alcohol to it, but I'm going to show you guys how well this works, which I know I showed it in the video. So what I did was I started off, either I'll spray directly on the brush or I'll spray the paper towel and I will remove the product. Now this has a beautiful kind of almost Fruity Pebble like scent. Yeah, like Fruit Loops Fruity Pebble, and it's because of the lemongrass in it. So it's lavender oil and lemongrass oil, which I think it's great. And you just pretty much clean your brush and you're done. Now this is something I use in my kits, and this is something I use in my personal life, and I have this stuff can last me all year up until next iMats when I go to see him again. But yeah, no, I have like 3 backup bottles of this, so I ain't complaining. So yeah, pretty much today I'm going to be highlighting this makeup look that I did today. It is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day, y'all. I don't know when this will be up, but hopefully it will be up today. So anyway, I have this wonderful Z palette. If you don't support Z palette for whatever their reasons, because I know they've been on social media, I bought this palette a while ago, and this palette was going to be made specifically for Cazette shadow. See, I pre-buy in my head, but anyway, I have 13 of his eyeshadows. I can fit about 15 in a Z palette like this. I know you can fit probably all of his eyeshadows. He has way more than these. Yeah, you could definitely fit them in one of those Makeup Forever palettes, which I might consider getting because this isn't doing, like, I need more. I need to fill this up. My OCD is going insane. But anyway, I have all these colors right here. Now, I'm pretty much going to go in the colors that I used today, and then I'm going to swatch the rest of the colors individually for you after I show you the clip and how I created the look that I have today. So I'm just kind of separating my shadows here. So the first shadow I used was this neutral right here. I used it on the crease, and this one's called Soule. This is like a perfect neutral, like this is actually a really good contour shade for those that are very, very fair. This shadow right here is matte. It's buttery soft. Like, I can't get over that it feels like almost like a second skin. That's how soft that color is. Took it on my crease. So the brush that I used was the number 4 from the Infinite collection of his brush line, and I took that on the crease and into the outer V so it could give me that neutral smoky look. I then went in with the shade Jet. Now Jet is a beautiful black shade. Like, all I did was I barely tapped the S175 brush in it, and I like got the craziest pigmentation, the craziest smokiness. So I went between that and the 104 brush, or the number 4 brush, and just kind of blended that out because I didn't want such harshness. I wanted that beautiful smoke. I didn't want like straight up jet black. I wanted it to look like literally like if it was smoke. But this color is fantastic. It looks like it has some shimmers in it, but it does not translate onto the lid that way, which I'm not complaining about. So yeah, that's that color right there. Pretty much the main event was this gorgeous peacocky, this gorgeous peacock base color. This one's called Gaia. And I love the names for his products. This color right here was the first time me using it. It matches exactly how I'm swatching it right now. So what I did was, now mind you, this isn't wet. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how I used it. I used it on the number 7 brush from his Infinite collection, and I took some of the product. I did not, and I'm going to be very specific about this and very clear on this. I did not wet the brush whatsoever up until I was done with the look. I wanted to see how it looked with the wet brush, and all it did was magnify it even more, but it looks amazing. As I'm applying it on the eyes, it is not wet. I am kind of pressing and moving it onto the lid and making sure that it's kind of melding into the lid. With products that have a little shimmer, you don't want to just dust it on your eye because you're going to get it mostly on your face. This color right here had no fallout under the eyes at all whatsoever, and I just pressed it onto my lid and moved it around and took it up to the crease. Magnificent. I went in afterwards with it a little bit wet so I can see if it added more to the intensity. It maintained the beautiful color. It did not change it at all whatsoever, but it did help meld it more into the lid, which I wasn't having a problem with in the first place. So this is something you can use wet or dry, but to be honest, you don't even need to use it wet because it gives you that same wet look. So overall, this is a perfect color. Like, I'm gonna leave the links down below of where you can get these shadows, and you can clearly see all his colors. They're amazing. Gaia is actually one of my favorite colors, and this is not a color I wear every day, so I don't know. So anyway, this is the second favorite color of mine in the collection, and this one's Amethyst. It is actually my birthstone because I'm a February baby. Amethyst is absolutely stunning. I've worn it quite a bit. This is one swipe of color. This is gorgeous. I literally just put it over top because I'm special like that. So Amethyst is probably one of the most beautifulest purple shimmers I have ever seen. Now I've seen palettes that have purples and they're like not cute. Now again, I'm going to emphasize that I did not wet this brush, and what I did was I took the angled brush in the collection. This is the number 9 brush, and I took the Amethyst shade and I pressed it under the lash line. It is such a powerful purple. Like, this is the purple that you just don't mess with. This is the purple that it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to talk to you. You know, I'm too good because this purple's on my eyes. Like, that is a gorgeous purple. If you're looking for purple shades, Cazette makes them right. Roque is a phenomenal makeup artist on top of that. So just for reference, these shadows are $11 a piece. So they're not, I don't know, they're like what you would expect MAC, you know, to be a well-known brand to be, but this is like 20 million times better than I think any other eyeshadow that I've tried. Like, if you like Juvia's Place and all those other like brands that have beautiful pigmentation in their shadows, this is freaking like, I think this beats it. Like, it's buttery smooth. It melds into the skin. I just don't know. I don't know how to explain these shadows, but I'm going to go ahead and finish swatching the rest of these. So anyway, how I finished the eye look was I took a little bit more of Jet, which is the most perfect black, and just blended it into the lower lash line on the outer section. And then I just blended. And then I got this beautiful eye look that you see here. So anyway, this one is Passion, which is just a gorgeous, I don't know, it's like a tropical red, I want to say. This is Perfection. It does have a shift of like a fuchsia tone, but it's just gorgeous. It is like a satin color, which I think is, I don't know, I think it's perfect. The other color I have here, I only have 3 mattes. This one's Accent, which I use pretty much every other day. And to me, it is like the best, smokiest, like purpley. Like, I'm not deep swatching right now because, well, my fingers are just taking a beating. So is my skin today. But this is like an amazing color. This reminds me of something from Makeup Geek, like a cherry cola or something like that. But anyway, that's one of the mattes. The other color I have here, which is gorgeous, and I haven't used it on my lids yet. I have swatched it because I couldn't control myself. This one's called Shift. He has a couple of these shades, actually. Shift is actually exactly what it is. It's a shifty color. It's a purple base with a shift of gold. Like, I'm doing it on my knuckles, but like, it is a shifty, I don't know, it's gorgeous. And it's so buttery smooth. Like, I can't get over how freaking smooth that is. I want to do an eye look with this. I just don't know how I'm going to complement it, or with what I'm going to complement it with. But I think this and a nice little brown smoky eye would be nice. I think it would be nice. Next shade I have here I've used, and it's gorgeous. It is called Herkimer, or Herkimer. On the pan, I'm not sure. I think on my viewfinder it's coming off as silver. It is a silvery shade. It's almost like a titanium, but it has like a green shift to it. Like, I know my hands are looking jacked right now, but it has almost like a mint shift to it. Look how deep that, like, look at that swatch. It's ridiculous. It does have almost like an undertone of mint. It is the strangest color, but oh my god, I wore it all over the lid one day and I was like, oh, don't talk to me. I'm too fabulous today to talk to me. Just don't do it. Don't do it. So the next color I have is one I haven't used yet, and this one's Morganite. Now, Morganite it's like a cranberry pink, very shimmery, very similar to what I have on my lids. I don't even know how to do a look with this one, but I wanted it so bad, so I'm going to go ahead and take my finger. Oh my god. It's like melted goodness. This is gorgeous. It does translate a lot more pinker onto the skin, which I think it's really pretty because it has, like, again, like a cranberry, almost like a cranberry look to it, but it's very pink based. I don't know. It's really beautiful. That swatched amazing, actually. I love it. Okay, so the next color I have I used it? No, I have not. This is another color that I haven't used. Actually, no, I have used. I can't tell that I used it. I used it on the base of my lids, and then I added more lighter shades, so I kind of layered. This was a layered shade. Shiva. I'm gonna swatch it for you guys. Shiva is stunning. I don't think I'm gonna have any more room for it. Shiva's like a golden bronze. It definitely has more of a neutral brownish tone. Shiva's absolutely stunning, and it's easy to layer. If you want like a brown smoky eye with a pop of shimmer, but you don't want the shimmer to be to take over in a sense, but to kind of give it that dimension, this is that color for it. I think it's gorgeous. I used it, like I said, as a layering base, but it was so beautiful on its own that I can just take this all over the lid and just get a nice little bohemian Hawaiian summer glow, you know, something of that nature, and I would be happy with it. So the next one I have here is Carnelian. So this one right here does remind me a lot of Morganite, because it has that same family of color in a sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it. I feel like it might be a little deeper. Yeah, it's just a slightly bit deeper. This is more on the red tone. So I have pretty much two of very similar shades, but I'm okay with that because I can use that as a pop of color on the lower lash line or the inner corner even if I want something different. It's really beautiful, and it's a beautiful as a base. So say for instance, not as a base, but say for instance I put on a black cream on my lids and I want to pop this in the center. It would probably look dope as hell for like Christmas or even Valentine's Day, or even because I just want to damn well wear it. So this one right here is Carnelian. If you want one or the other, I don't know. This has more pink base. This has a more cranberry base. Even though I said this has like, it looks cranberry-ish. This one definitely looks more reddish, and this one's more pinkish, just by the slightest bit. But you don't need both. This one's Halite. I have done complete eye looks with this color right here. It is, I don't even know if I have anywhere else to swatch it. It is like the perfect pinky glow. I don't normally wear pinks or reds like that. And I clearly have an eclectic mix of lots of pinky reds. This one right here, I did it over the lids with a smoky eye. Oh my god, I got so many compliments that day. I was like, oh, okay, well, shit. I didn't know pink was my color. I'm not really into pinks, but it has a beautiful cool tone to it that you can make work with pretty much anything. it does just have that beautiful tone to it. I use it on the inner corner all the time. And the last shade I have here is Quest. So this here is the Neutral Baby to Halite. This one right here is actually just perfect for just every day. It is more neutral, but it is pinky. It is definitely way brighter too. But again, you don't need both, but I got both, so don't judge me. So they're both really, really beautiful and shimmery. These colors right here, like I clearly messed with the black. I blended it out with the brown tone that was there, so everything's like splotchy and stuff like that. But my eye looks have never looked more seamless. These shadows right here, they're buttery, they're smooth, they blend beautifully. I just don't think you can go wrong with this kind of shadow line. But anyway, this right here is probably the best investment I've made. I do want to complete my collection with him and maybe even buy a secondary set just specifically for my kit, because I kind of want these for myself. So yeah, I think I'm just going to invest some more, and I'm going to create probably like one of the Makeup Forever palettes with all of his shadows, completely all of his shadows, and just have it all set, and probably not need any other palette because you have a good amount of neutrals and shimmers and pop of colors that you really don't need any other palette. So I don't care how much it's gonna cost me, because this right here is probably one of the most worthiest shadows that I've ever applied onto my skin, to be quite honest. It's a brand. My dogs are walking around like I don't understand. What are you guys doing? Anyway, they're probably drinking water. But anyway, it's a brand made specifically for an artist or for the enthusiast. It is just, so it is just, if you're an artist and you haven't even looked at Cazette brushes or even his shadows, I would really highly recommend that you do. Even as an enthusiast, go for it. Check him out, buy a couple of their shadows. Sometimes he has deals or sales. His brushes are amazing. You can always pick them up at IMATS if that's where you go, or the makeup show in New York. But I love him. He's got the best aura in the world. Like, I love meeting him. Every time I see him, every time I hug him, it's just the best energy. And you can tell that he puts all that energy into his products. It's pigments, it's shimmer, it's amazing build of brushes. These brushes have gone through the ringer. He created his own brush cleaner, which uses essential oils. He's very, you know, a natural, he's very spiritual and holistic in a sense. Not fully. I don't want to quote, you know, I'm not that close with him to know, but everything about him just screams amazing energy. Like, I have not had a disappointing moment anytime I have met him, anytime I have tried his products, anytime I've even just been in his presence. So pretty much overall, I know this video is lengthy, but pretty much overall, this is a brand that I would recommend hands down. This is the look that I created today using his products. This eye look, if y'all don't like it, let me know, but I like it. And this is beautiful. So I hope you guys like my little inserts. I try to be creative, but I also try to show you guys how I got this look and how well the product worked on my face, like on these eyes. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys like this video. Please thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. These lashes though, honey, they're killing me.